Bleach, Chainsaw Man. One is an old legend returning back from the dead, and the other is the new kid on the block, the new rookie, to see how he stacks up to the old shonen legends. Hi everybody, my name's Rox, and today we're going to be comparing the two biggest shonen anime right now. I'm of course talking about Chainsaw Man and Bleach. And when comparing the two, I'm going to be breaking down their stories, their animation, the music, but most importantly the opening, the level of hype generated from the community and everyone around you, and the impact it will have on the industry. Now, grab some popcorn, maybe a drink while you're at it, and let's get started. So, the story. Well, the story right now, going for Bleach, is the story of the 1,000-year blood arc. So basically, a bunch of Quincy's are about to finesse basically everyone around them. Yep, that is the story. So it's up to Ichigo with many twists and turns, along with his close friend Chad, and a love interest who everyone knows is the love interest, and Orihime, and it's up to those people to stop him. Golly gee, but what about the twists and turns along the way? Well, you'll have to deal with those yourself. Compare that to Chainsaw Man. We meet a young fellow who's down on his luck until he discovers that his little demon buddy dies. Because he also dies. They both die. And then get thrown in a trash can. And then so they merge into one, basically creating a demon-human hybrid. And now, after being basically adopted by a weird lady who definitely will not become the main focus of the plot, well, we're stuck with that for about 12 episodes. Now, of course, those are just the very simplistic summaries. Like, I'm talking so simplistic that I'm pretty sure I wrote it down with a spoon. But so far, keep in mind, I am not considering the manga whatsoever. I am going off of initial first thoughts, which is the first 4 episodes of each series. So the first 4 episodes. That's right, first 4. So, overall, I'm going to give this point to Chainsaw Man. Many of you might be wondering why. Well, simply put, Chainsaw Man is this little thing called an original story. Whereas it's very hard to compare a war arc that's a sequel to a show. Because guess what? Not many people are going to be watching Bleach that are not already Bleach fans. Whereas with Chainsaw Man, everyone's going to be going into it because, hey, it's the new kid on the block. So everyone's looking to see. So having that, there's less, there's not as bad of a border to entry as there is with Bleach's story. And while, it is comparing apples to oranges, because this is the final arc of a series that, was pretty much on hiatus for the longest time, to the new anime that's come out, which is basically 2022's version of Demon Slayer. Yep, that's right. Speaking of Demon Slayer, do you guys know there's this cool thing called animation? Yes, that's right. Now, let's start talking about some animation. So, I gotta be honest, both of these shows look very fantastic, and I do wonder what is the budget and what is the time frame for this stuff, because everything looks good. Everything. But how good does it look? Well, I know this is going to be a very, very controversial opinion, but I honestly think that Bleach's animation is better than Chainsaw Man, which is the weird. I know it's the weirdest thing to hear, right? Studio Mappa being outdone by who? By who? It's not Studio Mappa, so how can they outdo Studio Mappa? It's not possible. Well, You guys know this little thing called CG? Now. I'm not saying I hate it. It's actually pretty good. But when I see CG in a show, it automatically lowers its points. Just because of the fact. Because simply, I don't like CG. To anyone who's new to this channel, I also like mecha. So I've been burned alive by CG. And I don't know how much more my retinas can take before I lose it. Side note, adding this in post. So there is CGI in Bleach, but it's so minimal that it really doesn't matter. The only instances I can really think of that involve CGI are a little bits and pieces in the first episode, so it really doesn't matter that much. Anyway, back to the video. And so, with those little nitpicks like CG, also just in general, I don't like how it looks as much as Bleach. Especially, I notice the lighting. Bleach has a very colored lighting, whereas Chainsaw Man seems to have many more shadows, but not necessarily a color swap, which I think also gives an edge to Bleach. So if we're going for animation, I'm sorry, but hey, the old one still kicking, so he's kicking your ass. Haha. Alright, next one. It is time to compare the openings. So, as many of you who have watched the many openings of Bleach and Chainsaw Man, the first openings for each selective part, you may not know this, but Bleach's anime opening is just okay. It's not horrible, but it's not an S tier opening. Chainsaw Man's opening is honestly the best thing about the show. And I'm not saying that to put down the show. I'm saying that to hype up the opening. The opening might honestly be I think it might be a 10 out of 10. There's tons of little references that much more talented creators than me can tell you all about, and I'm sure you guys will love to see that. You can Google, Chainsaw Man opening breakdown, and you'll see billions of videos on it. So don't worry, you don't need that from me. Go watch someone who's a professional after you like and subscribe. Now, after saying all that, there's literally no way I can't give it to Chainsaw Man. It's definitely the opening. But one of the things an opening is supposed to be good at is generating hype. Now, which show, then, ended up generating more hype? Well, I would probably say that I gotta describe this to you, then. So, you have this show that has been on hiatus for the longest time. This was one of the biggest shows back in my day, back in the boomer days of anime fans. It was Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball. That is basically what anime was. And then other stuff started popping up, like Death Note, Code Geass, Mob Psycho, One Punch Man, all this stuff slowly started to build up. But originally, back in the ancient times, the ancient years of the early 2000s, there was Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. And that was an anime fan. If you were an anime fan, you watched one of those three. And even now, I would say most anime fans have seen one of the big three, because they are the big three. There is no new big three. There is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Now, that's not to discredit other popular anime, but having something that popular vanish and not get much, if any, information on it for a substantial period of time drives everyone ballistic. ballistic. Now, taking that into consideration, Chainsaw Man was also very hyped at the beginning, because I want to say around 2020, everyone was popping off at this manga. People were calling it the best manga of the year, like, consecutively. And, everyone was crazy for it. Then the anime got announced, Studio Mappa. Everyone was like, oh my god, Studio Mappa? The people with bags under their eyes, they're animating it? Sweet! Yeah, let's go! And, not gonna lie, I was also hyped for Chainsaw Man. But Bleach coming back, I have not seen the internet erupt like this since, like, for anime I'm talking about, because I'm not talking about manga right now, I'm just talking about anime. Because obviously in the manga world things have been popping off, like One Piece is going ballistic again, and I'm part of that, so enjoy life, guys. Now, so taking that, but switching it over to anime. Bleach came back from the dead, my boys. Bleach straight up came back from the dead. It was unbelievably hyped. I have not seen something like this since maybe JoJo was getting memed this hard. Oh my goodness. And this is like, I'm talking about like peak JoJo. Not this part 6 week crap. I'm talking about peak JoJo, when JoJo was peaking in the meme category, when you could not escape it. For the past couple months, it has been Bleach. You do not travel 50 meters without hearing about Bleach coming back. When you talk to your friends about anime, you know what they bring up? Bleach is coming back. So, I'm sorry, this may have been a long one, but Bleach? Oh my goodness. The impact, the hype that Bleach coming back has generated is enormous. It is insane to think about. Now, it's time for the final round. It's time to talk about the impact that these two series will have on the industry. Now, safe to say, but Chainsaw Man has had a huge impact on the industry already. And most likely this will continue to grow if it's anime. And considering it's only 12 episodes, we're probably going to get a season 2. And then depending on how long the manga goes, I keep hearing that it's like over, but new chapters keep coming out, so I think that's kind of cap. So yeah, Chainsaw Man, good. And it's obviously the next big thing, especially since Demon Slayer decided to kick the bucket, and My Hero is going to be kicking the bucket soon. Black Clover is also going to be kicking the bucket soon. So yeah, safe to say we got a dented bucket and an industry that needs replenishing. So, golly gee, what do you do? Well, you replace it with something just as good, and Chainsaw Man is just as good as the others, I'd say. And granted, it might pick up steam and might even surpass the others, I don't know. But, bro, this is the impact category. And when you're part of the big three, which, keep in mind, we're talking about Naruto, probably the biggest anime of my generation. Like, being a Naruto fan basically described a weeb for a good 10 years. It was insane. Then there's One Piece, which, believe it or not, the most popular manga ever, is a pretty big deal. The guy outsold Batman. There are more One Piece volumes sold on this planet than there are of comic books featuring Batman in them. Luffy is in second place behind Superman for the most graphic novels sold ever. Think about that. Superman, the literal definition of what comic books used to be. And he has been kicking since the 30s. And Bleach is being compared to that. It's not a contest, boys. I'm sorry. Listen. Chainsaw Man is an 8 out of 10. It's great. It's fantastic. But god damn, Bleach, man, it stomped. Oh my goodness, when it comes to impact, this, and not just that, this is a series coming back from the dead. This is showing creators, and this trend has been started by other shows, but it will benefit more popular shows. For example, No Game No Life fans, I still hear them screaming right now. I can hear them screaming from my room about how they need a season 2. Konosuba, everyone's hyped for season 3, but before season 3 was announced, everyone was screaming about how they need season 3. And look at other stuff. Hunter x Hunter. People want the Hunter x Hunter anime to come back. Granted, that implies that the manga will ever be done, but, you know, everyone works at their own pace. Maybe we'll get one episode a year. I took the time out of my day to diss on Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I can't wait. Good thing there's no such thing as dislikes no more. Alright, so that's good. But having a show that was basically in the mud come back to life and receive this much hype is going to tell the anime industry, ooh, we can bring this back from the dead. Ooh, we can. And I seriously think that it's going to leave a massive impact beyond just Bleach being one of the big 3. Because this tells everyone, hey, you can bring back shows, it's good, it's cool, we'll support you. So in other words, because of Bleach, we're going to get even more hype, we're going to get even more shows coming back from the dead. Bro, it's Night of the Living Dead, but anime. I'm sorry, but this is easily a win for Bleach on impact. So, as you can see, Chainsaw Man took story and opening, but Bleach took animation, hype, and impact. Well, obviously I could have included more categories, but this video is long enough, and honestly, I'm gonna look in the comments to see which one everyone prefers, whether it's Bleach or Chainsaw Man, because hey, they're competing right now. You gotta get used to it. So, without any further ado, I'll see you guys later, and make sure to check out my other stuff.